What up, world? I'm Steve, founder and CEO of CryptoCrewUniversity.com, home of the #1 crypto classes. If you want to take this complex world of crypto, make it super simple so that you have more success, this channel is for you. Hit that subscribe button right now, and everybody hit that thumbs up button. Something's brewing in the crypto market, and it is monumental. Bitcoin is about to have an explosion. In today's video, we're going to talk about what direction that explosion is going to be and some targets. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Happy Friday. It is Friday. As you know, we do videos every single Wednesday, but I'm a man of my word, and we have a bonus video, an emergency bonus video for you today. If you're new here, first of all, welcome in. This is where we take a scientific approach to the charts, only looking at the facts and price action in the charts and avoiding all emotion and all news. And we also keep it very simple here so that you can finally understand TA and get significantly better at trading and in your overall life. If you love those things, join the movement and hit that subscribe button right now. We have an outside chance, a small chance to hit 76,000 subscribers on today's video. Now, just a shout out before we get into this 3 candle formation that we see here, just a shout out to our community. In last video on Wednesday, we said if we can hit 2,000 likes by Friday, I'm going to release a bonus video. And here we are. I'm a man of my word. But I was thoroughly impressed with everybody destroyed the like button. Thank you. That was really cool to see. Our community is so strong. Hopefully you're destroying the like button now and help us get to 76K potentially in this video. I want to start here, and it's a question to you. Do you know what this formation is called? Where we have a large bearish candle, followed by an indecision candle, followed by a large bullish candle. Do you know what this formation is? Let me know in the comments, and we'll see if you are correct in just a little bit. I want to start with this chart. There's a lot to unpack on this chart. As you know, it's the 3-day chart, so you know what we're going to get into. Before we get into that, I want to highlight down here because there's something monumental brewing, and it's been brewing for 2 years, right? This is the ADX and DI. There's 3 colors, the yellow, the green, and the red. Simply put, when the red is on top, the market is bearish, okay? As you can see, we had a cross up here and the market took an absolute plunge. On the opposite side, when the green is on top, the market turns bullish. As you can see, the market turned bullish here when price was about 3,600. We got the signal here with the ADX and DI cross, and the market turned bullish. So just as a couple points of reference, this is the DI plus, this is the DI minus. The ADX part is the yellow line, which we're going to focus in and draw your eyes to it right now. The ADX tells us the strength of the trend. So, meaning when we have the green cross up and you say, okay, the market is bullish, meaning price is going to go up, but how much is it going to go up? How strong is that trend? That is where you look for the ADX. The yellow line tells us the strength, meaning you saw this bullish cross and price was about 3,006. You're still nervous, and then you saw the trend strength go through the roof, telling you that it was a monumental move. But let's rewind the clocks a couple years, because if you just focused on the yellow line, 2 years ago, we started with a high here with the ADX at 26. Okay, ADX at 26. And then we formed a higher high a handful of months later. And then a handful of months later, we formed another higher high, meaning each trend formed a higher high. Trends are everything in trading. And what this means is the strength of these trends have been pretty powerful, and they've been getting more and more powerful as time goes on. And this is something we've continuously been doing for 2 years. And you can see it clearly if you at home open your 3-day chart, add the ADX and DI, and you can pay attention to this yellow line. So what does this all mean? It means that these moves that we've been getting have been more and more powerful. The move from 6K all the way down to 3K, which was the 3-day death cross, as we'll get into in a moment. And then we had this move that was very monumental, and you can see the strength here. Now, if this trend were to continue, which it has been for 2 years, this next trend should be even stronger than this one. The good news is it's looking quite likely, because this ADX line, the yellow line, has been very quiet. This is what's called the calm before the storm. In fact, it hasn't even really registered a number, because the trend really never starts until it gets above 25. So it's been very quiet, and it looks like we are on the brink of creating another monumental move in Bitcoin, one that's been brewing for 2 years, and it should be even more powerful than the rest. Then the question becomes, well, what direction is this powerful move? What direction is this explosion? Because you can see in these past moves, it's not like every move was a negative move. We had a monumental bullish move here, we had a monumental bearish move here, and we had a mix of them in between here. So let's unpack that question. What direction is this going to be? Because now you can clearly see that this next move is going to be very, very powerful. So we're going to get into the 3-day in a moment, but first I want to show you this. I've never shown you this before. This is a very critical chart that nobody really pays attention to. By the way, the last chart here, the ADX DI on the 3-day, it's going to be very difficult for a lot of people to notice things like this in the chart. That's why I want to point them out to you, as well as this one. These are buy and sell, or sorry, just buy signals. All right, you have price action on the top, we have the BLX, and we're on the daily chart, okay? What happens is we enter a market of capitulation, shown in the green. We can just highlight in here. We have these green circles that start to appear, and you can't see the word, but the word is capitulation. This represents capitulation in the market. Right? You can see that this is when prices were around 7,000. We have a lot of green circles during capitulation, and then it turns to a blue signal. What does the blue signal mean? Buy. It's a buy signal. It gave us the signal at about 7,000, and then we went to 10. But let's go back in time and see how powerful are these signals that are in the center of the chart here. Well, we entered the capitulation zone, remember, on that 3-day death cross, which we called out now a couple years ago. And you can see here, we entered the capitulation zone having our green circles, and we entered our buy signal after capitulation when the market was at about 3,005, 3,006. Pretty good signal, because we went all the way to 14. Just like the signal here was pretty fantastic, because we went from 7 to 10. Let's look at a couple more so you can get an idea of how powerful this signal is. It gave us a buy signal after capitulation when the market was about $229. It did the same thing at just about the same price here at 243. And then the final capitulation was entered here, and the market took off gave us a buy at about 600 and we took off to 2,000, or sorry, 20,000. So this is a very powerful trigger. It's a very powerful signal, and we are about to have it trigger. What I want you to really notice is, I'm curious, do you know what this is? And you're probably really dying to know what the name of this is, because it doesn't give buy signals very often, but when it does, they are incredibly powerful, as we've just gone through a brief history. Now, you can see as we zoom in here that these green signals, these green circles have been going on for some time, since the beginning of March, when we had this bottoming out. Remember when the market went from way up here around 10,000 all the way down to 3,007? It caught a lot of people by surprise, but we were prepared for this because we keep our TA really simple and we take a couple steps back so we can see these bigger market moves. So before we jump further into this, we'll just take a quick glance at a video we made November 27th. So many months ago, and we looked at this yearly chart, and this is what we had to say.
There's two levels that will save us. Number one, 6.4K. If we can hold this over the next couple months, things are looking pretty good. The next level to watch, if we break 6.4, there's one level that will very likely go directly to, and that's the bodies of 2018 and 2019. The bodies on the downside tell a distinct story, and that's that 3005, 3007 area. If we break...
So that was plain and simple. If we break 6.4, we're going to go directly to 3005, 3007. That's what this capitulation was. So now here we stand, and we're still in that capitulation zone, and it hasn't triggered its buy. This is really fascinating because we're on the brink of something major. This signal is telling us either we're about to have another leg down or we're about to have a major buy. So if you're still wondering what this signal is, I'm very curious. I have a feeling you might know, but what I want to do is, this is something I've never shown before. There's also another indicator up here and down here. None of the three I've shown you before, but they're all very fascinating to Bitcoin's movements. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to email the name of this indicator out to all of my students tomorrow. So if you're a student, you're probably jumping in your seat. I will email you this out tomorrow along with the settings, because you have to know how to set this up, what the settings are to make sure that you're triggering the right signal. So if you want to get this, you can sign up to any class right now and you'll get this tomorrow, as well as if you sign up to the diamond or the gold, you're going to unlock I just made a new class. We just launched a new class about what to invest in right now. It's an incredible class, and then you'll get a bonus class about how to set up TradingView like I do, how to set up the charts like I do. So this will help you really dominate trades, recover your losses, and feel the joy of winning. It's an incredible time to learn right now. You can hear from one of our students here, Sergio. He says, quote, "I've been in crypto for over 9 months and I was losing my money. I was doubtful about the courses, but I decided to give it a try. Since finishing the classes, I've already made 3 times what the classes cost." You can see a ton of success stories from students all over the world, and I want your story to be on our website next. So here's how you sign up. And again, you can unlock your free class if you haven't done so already. By the way, all the students that got a free class, you will not be getting the email tomorrow. Only my real students who signed up to classes will be getting that email tomorrow. If you want to sign up to the diamond or gold, you'll unlock those 3 things that we just talked about, and you'll get the email tomorrow. So diamond, first link in description. And that's if you're really new to crypto. You want to start right at step 1 and you're not interested in missing any content. That's the diamond. Unlock all of the content right now and start learning and start dominating your trades. Start feeling the joy of winning. Recover your losses. Everything that you've been wanting. Gold combo is the second link right down in the description. It's our top seller, and that's if you've been in crypto for a couple years. The only difference between the diamond and gold is the gold skips all the beginner section. So if you feel like you can skip it, you're going to start with the gold. If you have any questions, you email me right now, info@cryptocrewuniversity.com. And then to sign up, you just go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. And I'll see you inside on the other side. So far in this video, we have uncovered a couple major things. Number one, we're still waiting to have a follow-up here, but we've uncovered that the trend strength is going to be incredibly strong. Not only that, we've uncovered the fact that, look, either we're about to have another leg down and finish up our capitulation, or we are about to trigger an incredibly strong buy signal, which will put the market into a frenzy and throw this trend through quite a high. It's going to skyrocket, right? It's one of the two. So let's dig into some charts and uncover what exactly this move entails. We're going to start with the 1-day death cross. We made this video about 5 weeks ago. In this video, we called out the death cross. A lot of people didn't want to pay attention to it, but when you look left, it's really simple, okay? It's really simple. Each time we had the death cross, the first move was a pretty large rally up near the 200-day, and then we made a lower low. Meaning this low here was null and void. We made a lower low. That's just one example. But as we continue to look left, we've done this each time. We had a death cross, boom, then we went on a rally, by the way, up near the 200-day, and then rolled over and had a lower low. And again, if we zoom back all the way to 2014, we did the same thing. Beginning of 2014, we had a death cross, went on a large rally. By the way, where did the rally end? Right around the 200-day, and then we rolled over and made a lower low. So 5 weeks ago, we prepared you for exactly that. Now let's take a look at what's happened in those 5 weeks. So we did have our death cross, and we rallied up to the 200-day. This is exactly what we talked about 5 weeks ago. Here we are. Here we are. All right, we've been ready for this. So this is no surprise, but now what's next? 5 weeks ago, we talked about two major things. Number one, this 8,000 price level. We said, watch what happens with this 8,000 price level. More importantly, how do we interact with 10.5? If we don't get above 10.5K, we will make a lower low. It's that simple. That's what we said 5 weeks ago. So the question is it still true? Is it still true? What we need to do now is go to the 2-day death cross. So on the 1-day death cross, as you know, we've had some fake outs. But as you know, when you go deeper and deeper from the 1-day to the 2-day to the 3-day, all the way up to the 1 week, it gets stronger and stronger with less fake outs and more certainty. So on the 2-day death cross, plain and simple, we've never had a fake out. Never. We've just had a 2-day death cross. And again, we've never had a fake out. So is it real? We'll have to continue. As you continue to look left, you can see that this 2-day death cross was at the point where we continue to roll over and make a lower low. And as you continue to look left, you will see the same. We've never had a fake out. Now we get to the moment you've been waiting for, the 3-day death cross, which is even stronger than the 2-day, which is stronger than the 1-day. Okay, so you can see that we're hot and heavy heading into a 3-day death cross. The only thing that will save us is if we get above 10.5K, which would be a monumental point in Bitcoin's history, because that will propel prices pretty rapidly to the upside. But again, if we don't get above 10.5K, it's highly probable we will roll over and make a lower low, lower than the 3.7. Okay? How do we know that? That's what history tells us. History tells us each time with this death cross, we roll over and make a lower low if we're not able to change the trend. Mind you, this trend of 10.5K, that's like a 900-day trend line, which we showed you in previous videos. It's no joke. If we get above that, it's monumental. If we don't, we're going to continue what we've done in history and roll over. So this 3-day death cross, it's pretty similar structure to the past 3-day. And if you've been following us for a couple of years, you remember we called out for weeks on end about the 3-day death cross, because at the time nobody really was talking about it, and it's very important. So you can see that this green line acted as resistance. Can you see that? It acted as resistance during this point heading into the 3-day death cross. And guess what it's doing right now? Look at that. We came right up to this green line, directly up to it. That's the exact price we came up to. Is this a concern? Absolutely. This is something we pointed out 5 weeks ago when we talked about this death cross coming in because of the structure. And remember, we pointed out the trend angle, the angle at which it was coming in on is very similar. We're starting to have some movement here. And again, it comes down to the question of, well, is this going to be an explosion on the upside, or is it just going to be another explosion to the downside, which technically we've been seeing since 20K. If you draw the trend line, it's almost 900 days old, and we've continued to make lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. Now, let's take a look at this, okay? We need to keep you up to date on this. A lot of people think this 3-day death cross could happen any day. We're still quite a ways away, and we're starting to see some flattening of this 50-day, or sorry, it's essentially the 150-day, but we need to pay attention to this, okay? How do you think it's going to play out? If this were to play out, we're still at least a month away from it really playing out, okay? The 3-day death cross takes some time. So what we need to watch in the meantime is 8K. How do we interact with this 8K level? Because there's a lot of confluence at 8K. You have this 150-day moving average. You have the 200-day moving average. You also have the same moving average on the Gaussian channel is the median line. Remember we told you about that one? All of these point to 8K being a very large test in our first test. The major test is 10.5. All right. So another thing I want you to watch as we proceed through the crypto markets is the fear and greed. Somehow, some way, we've gone on a massive rally from 3.7K all the way up to almost 8K, and we've been incredibly fearful the entire way. So we've seen a 95% rally, and we've stayed all down here in fear because of I can't say the word, I can't talk about the thing that's been on everybody's mind. YouTube gets mad at it, but you know what it is? Everybody's been fearful. That's a good sign for Bitcoin. We've hung out down here in fear while we've had a 95% rally. Just think about that for a second. The good news is here, if you look at the trend on the 3-month, when you come here, you can see that we've continued to hold our market structure. And we haven't held it, for a week or two. We've held it for quite a while. Since March 14th, when the Fear and Greed Index was at 8, we held that market structure on March 28th, and we held it again on April 12th, and we've continued to make higher highs. What we're watching now in the Fear and Greed is 22. We want to see in the next week or so us get above 22 and continue this trend. A lot of the trends will play out on this Fear and Greed Index, and you can see them a little bit more clearly than price action. This is a good news for Bitcoin. This is good news for 8K. If we continue this trend, we may see a breakthrough 8K, and hopefully we can test 10.5, because we know that what's brewing is an incredibly strong trend coming up next, and a potential buy. A potential buy or a potential continuation of capitulation, which would be followed by a buy. No matter how you put it, it looks like a strong buy signal is coming within the next 2 months. A strong buy signal coming within the next 2 months. So what do you think is going to happen? How do you think this is going to play out? Is the death cross going to take control and we're going to see a lower low? Or have we finished our capitulation and are we about to trigger a buy, which, by the way, this buy signal would trigger well before the 10.5K. This level I keep telling you to watch, that's an incredibly important level, but this buy signal would come well before 10.5K. So it's very important to understand how to use this indicator if you don't have it already. All right, so I want you to watch on the short term this 22. Where are we right now? We're at 20. We're right there. And we want to continue our trend, continue that momentum, and see how this thing plays out. Now let's get to this. We asked you earlier in the video, hey, do you know what this means? Right? Do you know what this means? So you put your comment down below and let's see if you are correct. We'll get a little drum roll. Boom, 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 boom. It's the morning star. It's the morning star. What is the morning star? It's a very important pattern that you can see play out with the 3 candles. The first candle has to be bearish, a large bearish candle. Make sure you write this in your notes. This is really important information. You know that you're always learning something on my channel. Large bearish followed by an indecision. Steve, what's an indecision candle? I don't know what that means. Well, it needs to be a small candle and the body is usually in the center. It means that there's a fight between the bulls and the bears. So, number 1, large bearish. Number 2, indecision candle, small. Number 3, large candle, bullish. Then you've got yourself a morning star. You want to see where else we've had a morning star. If you look left, we've had a handful of them. All right, you can see large bearish, indecision, large bullish, morning star. Morning star means a rally. You can find morning stars at the bottom of pullbacks or the bottom of a downtrend. That's where you want to look for your morning star. The evening star is the exact opposite. We'll get to that in a second. But you can see there was a large pullback here and we had a large bearish candle followed by an indecision candle followed by a large bullish candle, meaning price was taking off. So a few days ago, a day and a half ago, we had this setup in the charts. As I always say, the answers are always inside the charts. And everybody, oh my God, how did price go up this high? We had a morning star, plain and simple. All right, so take a look for these, and you can find them in all time frames. You can, on the 5-minute chart, they're obviously a lot less powerful. On the weekly chart and monthly chart, they'll be extraordinarily powerful. This is on a daily chart. So props to you if you got the morning star. And again, the evening star, the exact opposite. It comes with a large bullish candle followed by an indecision, followed by a large bearish candle. The exact opposite. They're also found in the exact opposite place. They're found at the tops of rallies. All right, and it's a reversal signal. So you can put this in your toolkit to my students and to everybody watching. As you know, you're always learning something in my videos. Now we're going to get to Steve's secrets to success. Before we do that, as you know, we said earlier about this signal. If you sign up to our classes now, you're going to get emailed this tomorrow, and you're going to get a class for free about what to invest in right now. It's incredibly powerful, especially if you have a 401k. And the third thing is you get a bonus class about how to use TradingView like I do, all the tips, tricks, and techniques. So this is a time to take control of your financial destiny. This is a time I want to help you dominate your trades, feel the joy of winning, and recover those losses that you've been wanting to recover for so long. Your time is now. Your day is today. And you're going to decide between the diamond and gold. And your only decision is, how long have I been in crypto? If I'm really new to crypto, I'm jumping on the diamond. If I've been in crypto for a handful of years, I'm jumping on the gold, and I'm doing it right now. If you have any questions, you're going to email me, info@CryptoCrewUniversity, but you're jumping over to CryptoCrewUniversity.com and you're jumping on the diamond or gold and unlocking all of these beautiful things. By the way, we have payment plans, and if you're an affiliate marketer, we just launched an affiliate plan that's going to really take crypto by storm and hopefully change a lot of people's lives. So that's what we're all about. As soon as you sign up, I'm going to see to it that we help change your life. Okay, so here we are. We just talked about, yes, I want you to share this in one place. Just one place. Share this video. You learned a tremendous amount. We pointed out all the important attributes of the chart. Share this in one place. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, join the movement, and hit that like button. All right. And if you haven't done so already, feel free to follow us on the Twitter at CryptoCrewU. You can go over to Twitter if you have that. Steve's secrets to success. I talk about it all the time, giving back. And it hasn't been fun. It hasn't been fun. We've been on lockdown. You're probably on lockdown wherever you live. I normally give back every Friday, no matter what. Today's Friday, and now I'm feeling it even more because I'm locked away in the house. So I want to pose the question to you. I had the idea to fill a pickup truck with a whole bunch of food and go into neighborhoods that are really struggling and just hand it out. And then I came down myself with a sickness that I don't know if it was corona or not, because as you saw on Twitter, I went to the doctor and he asked me 3 questions. Have you been to China in the past 14 days? No. Have you been to New York in the past 14 days? No. And then he said, you don't have corona. And that was his diagnosis. So I wasn't feeling very good. It was very tough for me to make videos because of breathing and coughing. And so I put that idea on hold. I still want to do it, but when I give back, I like to be there and feel the excitement, feel the energy of what difference I'm making. So I don't know how to do that right now. I want to give back every Friday, and I'll leave it to you. Put some ideas in the comments. I'll make sure I read all of them, and I'm sure you're going to have a good idea, or somebody in our community will. Something I can do where I can feel the impact and see it and know where my money is going and know the impact it is making. So please let me know, because this is just, it's not fun to not be able to give back for, I don't know how many weeks it is now, 5 or 6 weeks. That's way too long. So I need to get back into my flow of every single Friday. Now, shout outs. We said in our last video from our community, we're going to read 2 comments, one from a non-student and one from a student. And the question was, if you want to be highlighted in next week's video, just write how our channel has impacted your life in whatever way it has. Make sure it's from the heart, and then maybe you will get a shout out in next week's video. So comment now. This week goes out to A Rose, maybe related to D Rose. A Rose. says, quote, Steve's secrets to success have been so fire. I was skeptical of you, that you might be just dishing easy TA and raking in some dough, but you really helped me understand the mindset of the rich, putting money in your wallet before you go out, and the abundance mindset, etc. Also, you've been astoundingly accurate over the time that I've watched you, and you have taught me how to take advantage of the big swings in crypto instead of the hectic, stressful day-to-day trading. I thought that was really, really a solid point made by A. Rose, because you can easily focus on the hectic day-to-day trading and really get caught in this tornado, but you shouldn't. All the money is either made or lost on these big swings, as we really talk about quite a bit on this channel. So shout out to A. Rose. Now DD Crew. Shout out to DD Crew. Quote, thank you so much. I've never seen such a dedicated giving to success on any others on YouTube. You're a great teacher, methodical and logical, a much needed and appreciated voice of reason in uncertainty. Your classes are exceptional, well thought out, easy to follow. Technical terms are blended with examples to make it easy to understand. Thanks again. So, 2 fantastic examples of our community. I want to hear yours next. Whether you're a student or non-student, we'll do 2 next week. Let me know how our channel, if at all, has impacted your life. Maybe it hasn't. That's okay too. I hope it has. I've really put my blood, sweat, and tears into this channel and tried to drive home some points that can really help you in life. With these Steve Secrets to Success, it's a lot about how to improve your life, how to achieve your goals, how to achieve more financial freedom. And then the nuts and bolts of the charts, I try to show you new things. Like today, you probably learned a handful of new things. And that's what I try to do. For me, that's really fulfilling. So I love to see these comments. Let me know your comments down below. And hopefully, next week, we see your name up here front and center. So that's it for this week's video. I hope you have a beautiful day. This was a bonus video, pure 37 minutes of golden nuggets. So I hope you enjoyed it. To all my students, keep an eye out for that email tomorrow. That's going to be really incredible. And if you're about to become a student, I can't wait to see you on the other side. If you have any questions, email me, info@cryptocrewuniversity.com. And have a beautiful rest of your day. Always continue to stay positive. This is a difficult time for you, your family, and everybody you know. But stay positive. Stay focused on what you want to do with your life. And this is your opportunity to really take control. I've said it a ton of times. I'm convinced this is going to be the biggest entrepreneurial revolution that we've ever had in the history of mankind. It's going to come out of a time like this, where everybody's at home. So really take control. Take control of your budget. Take control of your life. Take control of your financial freedom. And now is the time. Now is the time. You don't want to look back on this time 6 months from now saying, you know what, that was the time. I should have really did it. And 6 months from now, it's too late. You're back at your job. You're back in the grind. It's really busy. Take control now. This is the time. So that's my final thoughts. That wasn't planned, but I just really want to drive that point home, because this is your time to really make a huge impact on your life. I really believe that. So peace and love to the crypto crew. I'll see you on the other side.